Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard, Black in the Philippines with the Truth. I want to welcome you to my channel, all my subscribers, all my peaches, all my triggers, all my lovers, all my haters, all my scallywags. Each and every one of you, I welcome you to my channel. Thank you for taking the time to come through. Well, now I know the importance of a sound engineer. Not that I didn't, but sometimes, you just have to think that everything is perfect. But Murphy's Law, what can't go wrong will. I did my Sunday morning classics this morning, and first I thought I lost it because I couldn't find it. I was so disappointed and upset because I deleted it. I hit the X and I couldn't find it. It didn't show up on my phone and nothing. So I was like, damn, man. I said, I really got to get this stuff down pat, and then Mia had said that she saw it. I said, wait a minute, how can you see it if it's not on my phone? It's not in my video feed or anything like that. How could you see it? But then she showed me on her phone. So I said, well, send it to me. So she sent it to me. So of course I got a chance to look at it. And when the sound came out, I know someone, I think it was Theo D, who said your sound quality, and someone said it's okay, So, I didn't understand what it was that he was talking about, but the music portion of the live didn't come through, so you really couldn't hear the songs that what I was talking about. Especially the first one. Ain't nothing like the real thing with Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, because that story I always like to say. About how I got my first kiss. So anyway, I was. See, I was disappointed, that the sound quality didn't come out as nice as it should, and it just made me want to man up and decide that I really got to change my operation. I really got to upgrade it to whereas I can put out a good quality show, and then I say, of course, after the baby's born, I gotta get my eyes fixed. Of course, after the baby's born. See, now it's another, it's a legitimate reason, believe you me, it's a legitimate reason to hold off from doing any type of big expenditure, because I have a child coming into this world. And here in the Philippines, it's not like, in the U.S. that if you could go to the emergency room and deliver a baby and just say, okay, thank you very much, ma'am. The state to take care of it or something like that. Here it's not. Here you have to pay for everything. In fact, you hear the stories of how they kept someone in the hospital and wouldn't release them until the bill is paid. So I'm getting like some conflicting examples of what it would cost to have a child in the Philippines. So I feel that I can handle whatever the cost is. I'll be able to handle it. But let the fact be known that it's something that I have to prepare for. So any type of extra expenditures, before then, before the end of February or March, I have to really avoid doing. And I was very happy when I went to the bank, and I hardly ever look at the balance of what's in the bank because I'm always disappointed. But then lately I've been very surprised. I was surprised. Oh, I have that much. Oh, I have that much, because I don't keep track of my banking that well. Whereas that I know at any given moment how much I have in the bank. Should I don't know. It's always like a surprise. I just know the first is just right around the corner, so it doesn't matter. As long as we got food and the internet is on, and when Mia says I want fish, I mean get a fish, one of those type of things. But still, I have to be careful as far as spending. But I know I have to upgrade my equipment, to really be able to have a good quality show, and I want to be able to do that Zoom type of thing where you can have people come in and chat with you. That 4-screen thing, I got to do. Gene and I hooked up the the Zoom, and we also hooked up Patreon page that I got to get into, but my getting into it is, it's my fault. I know the information's there. I'm one of those people who I'm very hard to self-teach myself. And I'd rather have someone just come and do it. I remember, one of my philosophy is never do anything yourself when you can pay someone else to do it. And, that's how I've always kind of been. It's kind of a drag, but, it's okay. It works for me, as Hunter would say. It works for me. So anyway, the podcast, I mean, the live went up. I thought Gina and I did a very good, live. I hope you check it out. And more so, I hope you join me next Sunday when I do another, Sunday morning classics, And so, anyway, other than that, things are kind of well. I finally got word, from my lab guy who had the printer. I told him I was having a problem with Word and I can't do it, so he gave me. I gave him a drive and he loaded Word 2016, which worked out fine. Now I have all my Word documents that I can start working back into Word, and I got to put a proposal together, like I said, to start my motivational program called Dreams and Nothing More Than Plans Awaiting Action. So I'm looking forward to dive into that. And my having the Word give me a chance to look at some of my past proposals, some of my past, projects I worked on, and kind of take the language from there and incorporate it into to what I'm doing now. So I'm really excited about getting into that because I really like to get out there. Mac, who was the brother who I went to his wedding. For those of you who may have saw the wedding, I posted that here. That's right here. Who I posted his wedding between him and Sheila. Sheila, I think it's Sheila. Sorry, Sheila, if it's not right, but yeah, Sheila, I think it's Sheila. And he introduced me to a guy who contacted me. And it was funny because he saw one of the girls on my video and said, "Hey, Gerard, hey, I know that girl. Hey, that girl is a tomboy." And so, those of you who don't know what a tomboy is in the Philippines, what it means a lesbian. So I said, well, I kind of read her beads, but I didn't want to put it out on the channel. I didn't want to bring that part of the conversation out. So I just let sleeping dogs lie, and I didn't poke the shit, and just leave it like that. But he turned out to be someone who works for immigration. I think he's retired, working here in the Philippines or the U.S. Embassy. Worked for U.S. Embassy. And his wife also does a lot of work too that can be very beneficial. And him and his wife both also have a community project that they work together here in the Philippines, which is good. They live in Cebu. So I was really grateful that's the power of networking. When I talk about networking, I'm saying, it's not about, what can you give me, for me to open up these doors for you. No, it's about, hey, let me help you, let me give you some jewels, let me, introduce you to somebody. And, that works out very well. And this is what happened on this case, that this introduction was really a godsend. So I'm really grateful for that contact. Okay, so let me see how much time I got. Wow. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm looking forward to working with him again. I still haven't gotten my immigration papers back that was submitted for Cebu to get my marital status changed. So this way I can go and come as I want to in the Philippines and be almost like a dual citizenship type of thing. I don't know what it's called, but I'm still waiting on that to come back. and I kind of need those documents. So every now and then I text the cat and say, "Yo, my brother, what's up?" You know what I'm saying? So he's, so well, sometimes it pays to go through the back door, and sometimes it doesn't. So this is one of these incidences where I went through the back door, and it's taking a little longer than normal, and I almost want to, shudder a little bit to see what how long it's going to take or what's going to be the outcome of it. But we will see. We will see. But in the meantime, me and I, we're going to have the car fixed because on the side of the board, the running board along the side is falling off. So I want to get that fixed on a vehicle. So I found a mechanic. A repair shop or a body shop that I want to have it done. So have that done tomorrow. So I'm looking forward. Geraldine is coming back in June, which is in a few more months, and I really want her vehicle to really be in top shape. As better than it was when I rented it to her. For those of you who don't know, Geraldine, and here she is here. Geraldine used to be the girl who worked at Why Not, and she was one of the managers there. So her and I had a good bond together. I'll tell you. I'll tell you what some of the other girls used to do. Some other girl, I had this thing with them I would put my hand on their back and say, are you wearing panties? Like this. They no, like this. So it was kind of a fun thing that I had with a lot of the female staff there that went on. Anyway, Geraldine was someone who, her and her husband had been trying to have a child, and for a few years now, and they didn't know why, she couldn't get pregnant, or why it wasn't happening. And so she used to console to me about how disappointed she was, and I even shed a tear for her that because I knew how desperately she wanted to have a child, and so it ended up that she ended up getting a cat. She got a cat. It was a female cat. It was a female kitten. And of course, what do female kittens do? What do female kittens do? They grow up to be cats and have kittens. So she ended up having a litter of kittens, and she was so excited about her kittens. And I would buy cat food, little cat treats for a kitten and all that stuff. That's how we were. And so one day she came to me when I stopped there at Why Not, and she said, "Gerard, guess what?" I said, "What?" She said, "I'm pregnant." And I said, "Oh my God, oh my God." We hugged and we hugged and we hugged. Oh, I was so happy. I said, "Oh, there is a God, there is a God, there is a God." Because I felt that if any woman in this world needed a child, this Filipino girl needed to have one. And she did. And so anyway, I went to first year birthday party and all that stuff like that and what have you. So she ended up deciding to become an overseas worker. So she went, she was going overseas. So she drove me and I home because when I went to her house, she had a foreign partner who was an artist. And upstairs they had all this artwork and all these paintings, all these things around here. And I'm an admirer of art. So I walked through there and I said, "Wow." I said, "What are you going to do with these?" She said, I said, "Let me buy some of them from you." She said, "Buy some?" I said, "Yeah, let me buy some of them from you." Because see, buying them would not only help her out and also give me artwork for my home. And that's what you see downstairs when I'm doing my video inside my house. All those paintings, all those things were from her ex-partner who passed away. And if you ever really looked at each one of them, they have one common theme. Girls, a woman. So, that's why I went out and picked out all the ones that had depicted of a girl theme. So that this is what the sun's starting to go down, so I'm starting to go darker. So I can do this in the light. But anyway, so I ended up buying them from her. So while she was driving to deliver the paintings, she was telling me that she was going overseas, and she didn't know what to do with a vehicle because her husband didn't drive, and she was concerned about just leaving it, parked in the yard for 2 years, and no one responsible driving it, or knowing where it was, or it was being taken care of. So she asked me, and at this time I had been going through my problems with the pickup truck. For those of you who remember, I had bought a pickup truck for, I forgot how much, but I paid 200. I already given 200,000 in the payments. I paid 50,000 a month, and it had broken down so much that I told him, look, I'm not paying no more. Take your truck back, keep the 200,000, and just go away. And that's what I did. Of course, they're still driving the truck now. I guess so. With 200,000, and you got your truck. I mean, you made out like a fat rat. And then with the red Jeep, some of you may know about the red Jeep, all the problems I had with that thing. In fact, my first video, and you can see the red Jeep in that when I pull up inside the house, and even then I'm saying, look, if it starts like this, but because I wanted to drive a Jeep in the Philippines, so I did that. I drove a Jeep in the Philippines. So anyway, she asked me if I would rent it. So I said, okay. I said, yeah, how much? She, I don't know what you would give me. I said, okay, well, how about if I give you 4,000 pesos a month? And she said, yeah, okay. So that's what I did. I rented her the vehicle we have now, the one that I'm having the body work on. I rented to her for 4,000 a month. And it was a way, I love this girl so much, her and her family, and, we chat all the time. And I wanted to, I want to make sure, she didn't have to worry about that. And although being an overseas worker, it's very difficult when you have a spouse, because we were sending the money to him, and and then he had fallen off, and she like, don't send the money to him no more. He'll sit in here like this, and so, but he was still taking care of the baby. So it got kind of a little rocky there. But I believe they're back on track now, which is good, and so I'm happy for them, that they are good. So she's coming back in June. So I wanted to have the car, maintained as best as I could. I just recently had it tuned up and everything, and so because I know after the baby, I want to buy a new vehicle. So, and then this is the second year, like I made a commitment to Mia that after we've been together for 2 years, we'll look and start looking at the possibility of buying land and buying a home, for her and the baby. So anyway, so that's where we are right now. June's coming up, and so my mind is thinking on a new vehicle. I don't want any more used vehicles. I don't want nobody else's headaches. I want to buy a brand new spanking new vehicle, and I don't want a co-signer because, as I spoke in one of my other videos, I don't want to put that type of burden on somebody if something happens to me that them paying off that loan could be devastating. So anyway, thanks for watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, dreams are nothing more than plans and waiting action. Never disrespect elder, always pull someone up. And sometimes you're the only one to see your vision. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. Hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ali Woodson, former lead singer of the Temptation One song, treat her like a lady. Boy, life has been good. Treat her like a lady. And if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. And never say no. All right, so with that being said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Love you like a love song, baby. And don't forget Sunday morning classics at Sunday at 7 a.m. Oh, that's our new housekeeper, I bet. Sunday morning class at 7 a.m. And I'm sure it'll be broadcasted on the East Coast in the United States around 6 p.m. So don't forget, check us out. Okay, I'll talk to you later.